Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing so well today. Welcome to a new Psychic Pick a Card Tarot reading. For those of you who are new, a special hello to you. I'm Zach. I use a natural psychic ability, you have it too, to read tarot cards here on YouTube. So for this reading there are 3 piles to choose between, and before you do that, as always, make sure you ground your energy. When you ground your energy, it gives us a really good chance of linking up in time and space so that I can pull forward the most useful information. All right, now that your energy is grounded, let's take a look at those piles. Hi, pile 1, welcome to your reading. Hope you guys are doing so well today. Let's start off with some tarot. See what the universe wants you to know, what your spirit guides want you to know, what comes through. For whatever reason you clicked on this video, this message, these messages are for you. Okay, this feels pretty good. Let's start here. Wow, so the first card is the Ten of Pentacles. That's pretty good. I feel like some of you could be interested in your legacy at this time. I think you might be really interested in your career. I also just think things are really good right now in the home, okay? I feel like you guys are either, in a place in your life where things are great financially and career-wise, or you've identified a plan for yourself about what you want to bring in and how you want to get there. I'm kind of actually getting more of that idea. I think for a while you guys may not have known exactly what you want, and that could have been preventing some manifestations for a while. I'm now getting the idea is like you guys have clearly identified, you may have even done a mood board to sort of bring in these things to you now. If you haven't, I feel like those of you who really do desire this Ten of Pentacles moment, a mood board would be really good for you guys. What? You guys now have the Nine of Pentacles. That one just popped out too. Okay, so, financial success and kind of a lot of it. Things seem to be pretty good right now, okay? I like to see this. So good that some of you might be interested, even if you are in a relationship, of having your own little place, right? I'm getting the idea of like even buying just a little studio where you can go and do your art or just sometimes be alone. I'm getting the idea of just like having your own space, like having your finances and your career in such a good place that, and I feel like this is energy coming for the most of you, that you can even afford your own space, right? For some of you, I'm getting the idea to expand your garden this summer. I think that would be really good for you, okay? And I think some of you work in fashion, careers in fashion, or you guys could look into adorning yourself with new clothing, okay, or hairstyles. Maybe after Mercury retrograde, that might be a great idea. But I love to see these energies coming through, okay? I've been doing tarot readings on this channel a year now, and sometimes I get a little bit repetitive with the cards, and I really like to see these new ones coming through. So what do we want to say about this? What do we want to say about career being so good? You guys have the Emperor. Okay, you guys are building something. You guys have a really good foundation under your feet. You guys are going perhaps in a new territory, or you've identified some place of yours that you want to take your home. Like I'm getting the idea of like moving for some of you, or you guys have just settled down into a new place that feels like you can put down some roots here, okay? It could be new for some of you. For some reason, I'm thinking of Megan Hughes. She's moving from Oregon to Vermont. So kind of like very similar cultures, just a very different environment. I think she's escaping wildfires. Maybe some of you are from the Pacific Northwest. What I'm getting though is that you guys are getting really stable in your career, okay? I think that things are really successful for you right now. And this has to do with getting control of your mind. I think that there is this idea of confusion in the beginning, or just feeling like you lack a little bit of confidence in yourself to go this distance. But I'm getting the idea that you guys know where you want to be now, you know where you want to go, and you've started like accumulating wealth, okay? I just see like you guys becoming the emperor. That's a huge deal. I love to see this. So what else do we want to talk about? I'm seeing a lot of orange and yellow too. This can talk about the solar plexus chakra. And as we said that, I did get the angel of temperance, which does talk about healing to me, a period of healing, but also going with the flow, okay? I also think that you guys have spirit guides around you at this time who are help guiding this progress. I just heard that they're actually really proud of this progress. That's really cool. So this angel of temperance, what about her, him, they? I think it has something to do with perhaps going into a new territory. I am getting a little bit of an inkling of that, okay? This is a general reading, so you're going to have to sort of figure out using your discernment when I'm speaking to you directly, because I will jump off different energies. I do get the energy of pioneering, a little bit of a pioneering spirit, and identifying this roadmap, okay? I'm kind of seeing that vision board idea again. I'm getting this idea of looking where you want to be in like 5 or 10 years from now, being very successful for you. I think you guys used to flounder a little bit after you graduated college or high school. I don't know how old you guys are. And you're like, what is next? Like, I've worked so hard through high school and college. Everything was mapped out for me. I knew exactly what I wanted to do because it was kind of like told to me. And all I had to do was to achieve that and be my very best. And then boom, of course I could succeed. And it's like as soon as that roadmap was taken away, you floundered for a little bit is what I'm getting. And it's like your feet are finally coming underneath you again. And you're able to move forward confidently in this new direction. And I want you guys to, again, it's the idea of choosing a goal that's like 5 or 10 years away from you, okay? What's this one? The death card in reverse, okay, yeah, I think we're talking about you used to sort of resist this transformation, okay? I really get a strong feeling that you guys have made some mental commitment to yourself to go forward in this new direction, and you're going to start really seeing a lot of abundance. I mean, come on, the Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles clarified by the Emperor. You guys are building a lot. You guys could have Capricorn in your chart, or you guys could just really be interested at this time in your life of building your empire. Something to do with a long-lasting empire, an ancestry too. Something to leave behind. Okay, now I'm getting this idea of a physical thing. So some of you could be, you know, this could be an art project. This could be a book you want to leave, and it represents you and your legacy and your lineage, your family lineage. It doesn't have to be a book. It could be a sculpture. Could be a fashion line for some of you. Could just be the story you tell to people by living yourself and your existence authentically. It's going to be a good example of who you are and your energetic state, okay? So death in reverse, yeah, I feel like you guys are, you know, you killed all your idols. That is something I've been saying on this channel for like a year now, and I love to see you guys doing that, okay? You're moving away from this idea that you can't achieve because of something being done by only really successful or very talented people. You're moving far away from that notion because you're understanding that you have all this creative power and potential within you. It's just a matter of getting that inner dedication. I see just like this dedicated pioneering spirit to go forward, okay? So what could be, you know, as pile 1 seems to be moving into this really abundant future, is there some caution, any sort of caution? Where could they stand to pay a little bit more attention? You guys have another angel. Now it's the angel of judgment. What I first heard was you shed this skin. Okay, you shed the skin already, and I just got shivers, and you cannot pull that skin on anymore because it doesn't fit, and it took you so long to get rid of that skin. It's a part of the past, and sometimes relationships are a part of that skin you shed, and sometimes these are sort of mental barriers that you got over, and as a result, there are people who hold those mental barriers within inside their own minds, and we associate less with them because of it, because it would hold us back from reaching our greatest potential. You guys have 2 angels in your reading. It's really, really remarkable, okay? And they're both upright. So I'm getting that you guys, some of you have a really clear and strong connection with your spirit guides, okay? And you could look into this, perhaps developing your spirituality to the next level. One way to do that would be channeling. I'm getting a channel between this temperance card and then the horn trumpet. I'm getting the idea of channeling, okay? And some of you could be singers too. And I feel like singing really uplifts your energy. But this advice, to get the judgment card as, what is the caution? I feel like it's like, don't look back. The judgment card, I often look at it as a turning point. It's a crossroads. I think that you recently came into an energy where there was a fork in the road. And you could have, continued down the road of self-doubt, waiting for something to happen, waiting for energy to shift in your favor, waiting for something to drop from the heavens. And then there's this energy of just saying, you know what, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave behind my old self. I don't know where it is. I don't know where we're going. I don't have everything absolutely planned out to a T, but I have this newfound self-confidence. And you know what? This feels pretty great, and we're just going to keep going in this direction. We just don't want you to look at the past, right? We don't want you to be held back anymore by any ideas if they crop up on this journey to success. I see great abundance for you guys, and I'm not just saying that because you want to hear it. I'm saying because you guys literally have it in your cards. You have abundance, okay? So that's what I'm seeing as far as, career and, guidance, spiritual guidance. Let's see if I can pick up on a significant relationship. So let's go with these, romance cards. Okay. Oh, wow. That is a bit too much. Is there a significant relationship that we want to comment on for pile 1? Okay. Let's just get 2. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And then there's a strong magnetic attraction here. Okay, and I'm sorry if the glare, I have a new setup. I'm so happy with it, but I have to learn. I don't know if you guys can see these cards. So the first message I got was this idea of trust, and because death is in reverse and we did have the judgment card come out, I'm really getting this idea that, guys, you made this decision to go forward, okay? And now I have full body shivers again. I really have confidence with you and within you. You have confidence within you. And I want you to hold on to that, okay? You don't have to run forward right now. Just keep taking these steps in this direction that you guys have chosen because your lot is really about to improve. Or again, use your discernment. We're commenting on the fact that your lot really has improved, okay? And in order to so I feel like this idea that as things start to come in and as your lot starts to improve and as you start to feel more self-confidence, I feel like you're going to almost resist it at certain times because you feel like it's too good, it's too different from the past, and it looks so different that you're like, why do I deserve this? You deserve it because you're one of the few people who came into this fork on the road and decided not to wait anymore, not to wait for things to happen to you, not to be led or directed by self-doubts. Instead, you said, I'm going to go in this direction because I spent all this time thinking and planning, and as a result, I'm going to reap rewards. And when you do, I want you to believe in them, okay? I want you to have a little bit more faith. You definitely have 2 angels in here, okay? That either says one of 2 things. You're supremely guided right now, and your guides are extremely proud of you for making these decisions, or we're asking for you to have a little bit of faith in the universe to continue to provide for you. I'm getting this idea that as when this abundance comes, you're almost going to push it away by thinking that the rug is just going to be ripped from underneath your feet, and all of it's going to be taken away the moment you start moving in directions that feel new to you. That's not going to happen, okay? I really don't think that's going to happen. You have 2 very beautiful angels assisting you. You have the trust card. When that comes out, it tells me that the only ingredient that is necessary right now is faith. And I will admit it's very difficult. That ingredient is definitely one that I struggle with time to time and presently developing. But I also say with that trust, with faith, it tells me things are going to be okay, right? There's no more fogginess. There's no 8 of sword moment anymore. There's no self-doubt or insecurity. You'll have those moments crop up, but I feel like the more you stay rooted in this physical moment, in your present moment, accepting all this abundance that really does seem to want to be coming through or is coming through for you right now, more will come. And if you feel a little bit uncomfortable with that, you can always share that. You can share your story. You can share the physical thing, whether that's money or some other form of abundance, okay? For some of you, I'm just getting like you got a bunch of land. Well, you could rent it out to some college student who wants to park his RV on it, right? If you feel a little bit uncomfortable with this wealth and sort of, I'm just getting a big inheritance for some of you, okay? Whatever this new thing is that's rather large, it will be different for everyone. You can share it if you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but definitely don't lose faith or trust. Okay, now, that was the first part of this relationship question. You got chemistry. I love this card. In this particular deck, I think I need a new romance deck too. But in this particular deck, I absolutely love it. They're sitting on this patio. It's raining outside. They're cloaked in really cool, sumptuous gowns. And they're, huddled over what looks like to be some magic that this older person is procuring. And the young temptress, she's really seduced by it. And I just see a relationship with perhaps someone older than you. And I also think for some of you, because this is general, this emperor is going to help you change your lot in life, okay? I do see for the majority of you that you are this emperor figure, embodying this emperor. For others of you, they do look very, very similar to me, okay? And I'm seeing an older person moving through. So I'm going to get a little bit more information about that person. And first I want to draw... I want to draw the channeled message. I will get there, but I'm going to... Where is my... There it is. Literally right in front of my eyes. I want to know a little bit more about this person. Two of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and Two of Swords. This idea of duality, okay? Okay, excuse me, sorry. I heard first that they could be trans. They could be... There's a curious message about duality, okay? I'm not quite sure where that's fitting in yet. We can get to the bottom of that. But they have a lot of ambition, okay? But they do have a little bit of trouble with their mind and doubting themselves at some times. And they're being represented by the Page of Cups, which is very curious because it's not at all the older person that I was seeing for you guys, which tells me that they're perhaps just an old soul and they're really young at heart, or they have a beginner's mindset, okay? There's something about their ambition, though. And I feel like you're here to teach them a little bit of a lesson that you have learned recently about the mind, okay? With this Two of Swords, this indecision, I see that being a lesson that you recently learned, and you're in a really good, place to sort of encourage them to come out of their shell a little bit, okay? I sense that they're very, very innocent, very tender, very, very compassionate, in tune with their emotions, okay? Maybe they're not fully developed yet, but, I sense a good partnership. Okay. It says, I don't know if you can see this. It says, dare I say star-crossed. Now, I do see a lot of mentions for star-crossed with two angels in your reading, okay? You have chemistry coming out too. I want to draw some channeled messages from them. So since we got dare I say star-crossed, let's just get to Aphrodite with Venus. Wow. And then tell me you've still got that flame for me. Oof. Okay, so what I'm getting with that trust card is that I think perhaps some of you separated a while ago, or it never really took off. You definitely had this affection for each other. I can see that being represented by the Page of Cups as well. You had some inkling about romance. I'm getting the idea. I'm seeing you guys like stalking each other at the gym, okay, or having a friends circle, but you never dated because they were friends with your best friend or something like that. And there was just something that stopped you before, but I'm getting this idea because you have Aphrodite with, dare I say, star-crossed. I think I just heard, I was rooting for you. I feel like they really like you. And I feel like you really like them. Something really split you at one point. I think that you guys could have gone in two different directions because of career or living situations. Something to do with career, okay? Different life paths. But I sense a lot of attraction here. You guys have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction. Tell me that you still got the flame for me. Aphrodite, dare I say star-crossed? This is incredible. So let's get a little bit more information about this relationship. Can I have, what do they look like? Okay. That didn't tell me anything. They are very grounded individuals, though. When I say an old soul, they really are. There's someone who they're in touch with their spirituality, or I just heard that they're not caught up with it, though, which tells me that they have a strong foothold in the spiritual realm and a strong foothold in the practical realm. Because they have a lot of ambition, right? There's a good mix between that. So let's see. Dragonfly. Dragonfly is another message. I think that you guys have a spirit guide. We all do, but you have one that's really present with you, and they're really coming through right now, okay? Wild side, okay? They have this this side to them, right? And we all do. It's this doubt that I keep seeing in them, and I feel like you're really here to sort of buff that out and encourage them, okay? There's something really innocent about them. And not naive, but innocent as in they've had their heart broken before in the past, okay? And I think that they actually lack the courage to ask you out, okay? Wild side to me, I'm seeing a figure who has dark hair. It's actually a little bit longer, dark featured, okay? That's what I'm seeing. Your other cards that came out were Build It and Get the Scoop. And so that means that they work with their hands. They could be a massage therapist. I'm actually getting that they're a carpenter, though. Okay, they do something with their hands, or gardening, or outside. There's an emphasis on their hands. They could be a healer, too. Okay, so these are all the messages that are coming through. Guys, I really hope you liked this reading. If you've made it this far, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, stay divine. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So let's start off with some tarot. Hope you guys are doing so well. Jeez, burp right off the bat. Okay. So, Queen of Swords. Wow, okay, so who's she? Talk to me about this Queen of Swords. Five of Swords. Okay, something to do with your guys' mind at this time. However, I see you guys becoming this Queen of Swords and conquering the Five of Swords. Or, I see a conversation. I see a conversation you need to have with someone. Who do they need to have this conversation with? Who's this conversation with? The Page of Pentacles. Okay, so someone at work, okay? There seems to be this conversation, and actually I just heard it might be with yourself, and it might be having courage to do something at work. You guys have the Five of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, so to me this talks about someone who is perhaps a little bit down on their luck, or feeling like they have to do everything by themselves, taking on the weight of their world, okay, is what I'm getting. Can I have a little bit more information about this? King of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, yeah. Definitely taking on the weight of the world, have a little bit more room to grow, and I see you guys having some moment where you have a conversation, and it might be a little bit uncomfortable for you, okay? And for some of you, this might literally be like asking for a raise, okay? And for some of you, it's identifying that you're not making enough and you need to move on. And this might be about reaching for a new pasture, okay? Now, I think that some of you perhaps have too much going on right now to have this newfound sense of freedom, right? I feel like you guys really want to move forward in something. I think it's either cutting away some weird relationship at work, or I'm getting the idea of perhaps leaving your job and going in this new direction, okay? And with this Five of Cups, I love in this deck, it calls it hope. And I see that because in the original Rider-Waite illustration, you see two figures striding on by, I just lost a card. It was the Page of Swords. Okay, cool. Striding by a window, and it's a stained glass window, and it's warm inside. It's the church, and these figures, they could go inside, but they don't. They keep striding on by, and I'm getting that it's the idea for you as well. I'm almost getting that there's going to be something that happens at work, and it's almost like it's the straw that broke the camel's back, and you either shout a little bit. Be careful, it's Mercury retrograde, so our words can get minced. But I'm also getting that it might compel you to just leave. And now I'm thinking about when I was in a job that I just hated, right? I was in the wrong field, okay? And I just, I kept doing it because it was so close to home. It was so convenient. I had already been there doing it for 3 years. I was comfortable. There was some significant freedom for me in this position, but it just, every day I got out of the car or I got out of the office and just sat in my car, and I was just like either completely dead or fuming. And it was never something positive. And I feel like this is you guys, okay? Queen of Swords, to me, it immediately told me that there's this moment where we need to step up and realize our voice and the power we have when we ask for things. I think some of you are actually afraid of asking for this raise, and you're going to surprise yourself by stepping in from a place of self-confidence and just saying, hey, like, I've been here for X amount of years. I really think that I bring XYZ to the table. I'm sorry if you can hear my crazy neighbors upstairs. I bring all this to the table. I've been here for this many years. I would like to have this amount of money. This is a conversation I had with a friend of mine a couple years ago where she was in a similar position to me. I had just gotten a raise. I operate from a place of self-confidence, though. So when I was asking for this raise, it was because I already had another option, a backup option. Maybe this is advice for you guys too. She didn't, but she also, I knew that they would give her a raise if she just asked, because she's such a pivotal figure there. I see you guys being the Queen of Swords. You guys could work in communications. That's what I'm getting. You could be the front desk. You could be the face of a company, okay? And as soon as I sort of helped her find her words to have this sort of awkward conversation, her bosses literally gave her a raise more than what I asked her to ask for. So that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up on, okay? For you guys, it seems to be a lot about career at this time, and I think that some of you are just not being paid enough for the responsibility that you're being asked to shoulder, okay? And some of you are taking on the weight of the world, okay? And it's time to delegate right now. I think you're so comfortable communicating. It's like this idea that if someone comes in and it gives you sort of an uncomfortable offer, you're so willing to say okay and not let it show on your face that you're like, really? I have literally all of this to do as well, but okay, because you're literally capable. But I'm like, there has to be a better boundary here, okay? There's something that seems to be a little bit of whack, and I see change happening in career for you guys, okay? You have 2 5s, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups. To me says something's inadequate. And what is that? King of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. So I'm getting this idea that you guys really have an ability to make your own mark in the world, okay? I think that some of you are actually in careers that are not in a perfect alignment with the life that you designed before you incarnated, and we're trying to encourage you at least to ask for a raise. There's something about asking for a raise for you guys, okay? Because I think you've been in limbo for a while now. You've been stuck between this idea of, should I move on? Should I stay here? What happens if I bring up this conversation? You know, I'm getting the same energy as my friends. They're not going to fire you. They're not going to fire you because they need you, okay? And I'm getting this idea that if you step up and show them your ambition, they're going to be like, oh, wow. She's no longer a sleeping dog anymore. I don't know why that came through. I hope that was not offensive. I never mean to offend you guys. When I channel, I just open it up. But I'm getting this idea of they're seeing you take that initiative, makes them look at you differently. There might be an increase of your responsibilities with this raise. I think that's okay. But I'm getting the idea that they're very confident in you now. I see you moving into a position in your life where you've either gained this raise or you've gained the confidence to make a move in your career because you're recognizing that you have some ability that's been dormant for a while now. That's almost like it's this idea of you no longer needing to be the front desk manager, but you should be in HR, or you should be, you know, operating from a higher place in the career ladder in your field. Okay, I'm getting that idea for you guys. So this seems to be about career and finances. That seems to be great. Let's see if I can pick up on a significant relationship for you guys. Let's start first with this Romance Angels deck. You know, I said that, and we will get there, but I'm really actually feeling more a little bit of encouragement or advice, or there's something in this this deck here for you guys. Waterfall with Effortless. Lake with Stillness. That's very curious. Lots of water. Okay, I feel like this is an emotional message for you guys. Okay, or you're expecting something that's going to be sort of rather turbulent in nature, and I'm getting the idea that's really not, okay? Now, this is a general reading, so you're going to have to use your discernment. I really do sense for you that there's hesitancy in asking for this raise, for this promotion, or there's hesitancy in just simply walking away. And whichever you choose, there does seem to be a fork in the road, okay? And you can choose whichever one you want, but I'm getting this idea of if we really want to move out of limbo, we have to have the uncomfortable conversations, okay? That's what I'm really getting, okay? Now, let's see if I can pick up, just because I'm curious about you guys, what this career move might be about, okay? Like, can I have some information about this career? New path, really? Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like, we're really asking you guys to go in a different direction, okay? And that, oh my God, you guys have adventure now, okay? Beauty, play, sound it out, and then beauty. Ooh, 2 emphases on beauty, okay? That's curious. To me, it's almost talking about having self-confidence. I'm also getting this idea that some of you really do want to work in careers in beauty, and that's where you're going to make your money. That's where you feel like you can really step up and lead. I feel like you guys have the King of Pentacles potential in something to do with beauty, okay? This could be an influencer online. This could be an esthetician, something to do along those lines, okay? I'm also hearing like, having this job is going to give you the freedom and flexibility that you seem to desire, but don't really know how to fit that into your life at this time. With Sound It Out, I'm getting the idea of orchestrating a career move if this raise doesn't go through, okay? If this promotion, and again, that word promotion is going to mean something different to everyone. I'm getting the idea of status and elevating who you are, and that either comes from asking for more or going off in a direction where you seek out more. I'm seeing new path and adventure for you guys. And then the energy of play reminds me of if you get out of work and it is just not it, and that's every single day, I feel like we really want you guys to recognize that. But I'm also getting that even though moves and change can be uncomfortable at times, if you can somehow remain playful and buoyant and just sort of go along with the flow and just sort of, like when there's an avalanche, you're supposed to stay at the top of the snow and keep swimming. It's kind of like that idea, okay? When change comes along, because I do see change for you guys, it's for the better, and I feel like that's something we always overlook. It's uncomfortable, but if we focus on that being uncomfortable, it's almost like we perpetuate more of that. But if we could focus on this energy of like, yes, like, we want this change to come in because new is going to come in. And guess what? Change doesn't always mean disaster. Change can be for the good. For example, my friend, when she asked for this raise, nothing happened. No break in the relationships at her office. They actually improved. And she got even more than what she wanted in the beginning or what she asked for. She got like vacation hours or something like that. And that's what I'm seeing for you guys. It's like this idea of try not to focus on what could happen and focus instead on how you're going to present yourself. There's a really strong emphasis on being this Queen of Swords and recognizing the authenticity and power from which you speak. You have like a really interesting perspective about yourself, but it's almost like you're almost a little too comfortable where you are now, and we're trying to show you more abundance or trying to show you actually your potential. And that has to do with a little bit of, speaking out, having a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation again, having this discussion, sharing your side, sharing your opinion, okay? And new experiences. There's this emphasis on new experiences, a new path and adventure for you guys, okay? So let's get a little bit of a spiritual lens. So this is going to be for pile 2. Okay. Ah! Trust your path. I'm done. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Of all the cards to come out, and for some reason I just really wanted to go for a spiritual deck, even though I told you we're going to go touch on a relationship. Of all the cards to come out, it says trust your path. I've always wanted this card to come out for me. It hasn't, but it's fine. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? This is amazing, okay, you guys? This is so cool. I really see you guys stepping and raising your vibration, okay? I see you bringing in something a lot bigger. I see you reaching a bigger goal and asking for more, and it comes from this idea of faith in yourself and belief in yourself, and seeing yourself as someone who is worthy of what you're asking for is really important for you. But this is also such an incredible confirmation between new path and adventure to come out, and then trust your path. You are being supported, okay? Sometimes it feels like change, again, is uncomfortable, but it's really just to, you know, shake things up. It's like this idea of, I'm seeing, this happens often. Okay, so for in a painting, for example, I'm going along and I'm recognizing like it's not taking shape, nothing's really happening, I'm not really seeing anything. Sometimes I paint intuitively. And I will just have to shake it up. So what I literally will do is like take the canvas off the wall, turn it sideways, and then look at it again. Something like that. That's change, right? And then I'll be like, oh, that's what I'm painting. And then I'll start painting again. Other times I'll just grab a bunch of random paints and throw them on the canvas and see what happens then. And it'll be able to push me in a new direction. I'm getting this idea that you guys are really being guided to go in a new direction or have this uncomfortable conversation that has to do with, once that is done and happened and out into the open, it releases this whole new form of energy or like this path. And it's like this spotlight is shining on this direction. I really feel like you guys are sensing this idea of moving forward. And even though it's going to be emotional, remember this idea of change. Sometimes it's just needed to like shift the puzzle pieces so that they can finally come together, okay? Such a beautiful message, you guys. Now let's see if I can pick up on a significant relationship. We do have a number of court cards here. Really great energy. Even the Page of Pentacles, it's a page, but of all the pages, it's actually it's of the Pentacles, so that's a very grounded person. Okay, so this is going to be for pile 2. Chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here, and soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. There is a love connection here, so let me see if I can reach for another deck and try to get some information on them. You also got a ding, so there is love in here for some of you, okay? The fact that you have chemistry and soulmates, there is definitely a connection. So you guys have the Queen of Cups, that's pretty good too, and the Ace of Pentacles. So what I first heard is this career move, this conversation, this moment of sharing your voice and what you feel like is like it opens up a relationship or a career move. Okay, you guys have the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, okay? I'm picking up on the energy of someone who has a singing voice. There's something about their voice, okay? There's something about their creative abilities too. I think that they could work in fashion, or they have something to do with like being seen, okay? There's something about their voice. I think that they could be like a talk show host. They could be an interviewer. They could record audio books, okay? I'm also getting that they either live on the West Coast or abroad, okay? Can I know a little bit more about this person? Who is this soulmate? The Star. Okay. So what I'm hearing a little bit, you guys, is that there is some serendipity that needs to happen. And if I were to reveal every single secret at this time, it's going to ruin a little bit of the fun and the surprise. But what I'm picking up on is a soulmate for you guys, okay? I do offer love readings. If you'd like to book one, there's information in the description box, or you can find my email on this channel. But what I'm seeing is that there is a real authentic relationship in your future. And because this is general, we could be confirming that this is your soulmate. Because this soulmate card, it says, yes, this is your soulmate. And I see two people presently together, okay? So I'm getting the idea that some of you have entered relationships recently, and you're wondering, is this the one? Is this going to interfere with my career dreams and desires? Is he going to be able to go the distance with me? You guys have the Star, so a message of hope, but also like there's this need to be really authentic at this time and to really share and express yourself, because there's something you're meant to do here on this earth, okay? I do sense with the King of Pentacles and the Star that you guys really have a natural talent or an ability, and it has something to do with your appearance and sharing your voice, okay? There's something to do with like your physical body inspiring people, okay? You could be a dancer, you could be a gymnast, that's a weird one. something to do with how you move through life at the same time, okay? I'm getting this idea that you guys literally have star potential. I was getting that from the beginning. It's like recognizing it, though. I think that sometimes, I think some of you don't recognize this within yourself, okay? And I want you to believe in yourself, okay? Let's get a channeled message from them to wrap up your reading. Okay, so this is for pile 2. That's so funny. It's so random. Player, just friends, and better by myself. Very, very curious, very random energy, you guys, okay? So what I'm getting is that, yeah, some of you, we are touching on this romantic partner, and it's a confirmation for those of you in relationships, okay? What I'm also getting is this idea of center stage with the star, okay? And you're going to have to discern again. If you're presently single, I think I've been talking to you this whole time about your career and about stepping up on center stage and putting yourself first is going to unlock that relationship. But right now what we're saying is that that is necessary before anything else can happen. This moment where you share your voice, where you have this uncomfortable conversation, where you allow this transition and work to occur, that's what's going to bring in the soulmate. And these are all the messages I have for you guys. I really hope you like these messages, this reading. Please give me a big thumbs up if you've made it this far. It goes really far in the land of YouTube. And until next time, stay divine. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well. Let's see what we want to touch on for you guys. Okay. Seven of Swords. Okay. So this feels like you guys are having a little doubt about embarking on a new direction, okay? And I want to know where you're going. Okay, yeah, away from heartbreak. Wow. I think that some of you guys have been through something that was a little bit heavy on the heart, okay? I'm also getting that these are almost karmic cycles, okay? I'm not trying to call anyone out, but this is what I'm seeing. And I think that the color yellow is really significant to you at this time. And I feel like you guys should start to incorporate more yellow foods, maybe even look into taking some turmeric, okay? But also, something that I've taken, you know, I'm not a doctor, but my boyfriend is. Something that I've taken and that works a lot for my mood is St. John's wort. And it's usually related to, or the correspondence directly, St. John's wort equals sunlight. It's like bottled sunlight, okay? That's what we're saying. But I'm seeing this emphasis on the mind and a little bit of self-sabotage, okay? Maybe taking, you know, an easier path, okay? Taking shortcuts, and that not always working out, because I feel like we're really leaving something behind that was really difficult on our heart, okay? I see us mourning the loss of something pretty significant in our lives. This could be a relationship. It doesn't have to be, okay? But I'm getting this idea of almost like beating yourself up, okay? And, you know, needing to, you know, drop this cloak of sadness, okay? Because it's almost like we can't seem to break away from this cycle of doubt, okay? That's what I'm seeing for you guys. So I'm drawing some spiritual cards for you guys. Pillar of light, but your vibration is rising. Pillar of light, you are the oracle, okay? I feel like you guys really have a dark side, okay? I feel like you guys have a light and a dark side to you. And sometimes you look at these dark sides or these dark thoughts and think you are them, but you're not. You're only the thoughts you take action on. I feel like you guys are, you know, being called to really set up some realistic barriers, okay? This card really reminds me of my black tourmaline, you know, necklace. I'm someone who's an extra sensitive, and so I have sensory processing sensitivities, sorry, and I can really pick up on negative energies and just plain stale, gross energy. I think you guys are being called to protect yourself at this time, okay? I think you guys are mourning the loss of something, and we're really asking you to bring up your vibration. Now, I also am sensing that for the majority of you, this is general, for the majority of you, we're leaving this period behind, okay? This period of mourning behind, because you guys are already doing things to raise your vibration, okay? I love to see this card. You are the oracle. With the moon, I sense that some of you have a psychic ability, and that's why we're really calling for you guys to really strengthen your boundaries with people, but I'm also getting the idea of psychically protecting yourself. Some of you need to stop using amethyst unless you cleanse it and charge it with the intention that no one else can use it, okay? I love amethyst, but I also think some people can utilize amethyst in your house to do a little spying on you, okay? That's not a message for everyone, but take what resonates, leave the rest. We are saying pick up some selenite, pick up some black tourmaline, pick up some black onyx, okay? Because we really want to make sure that you are protected. There's an idea here of sensing your energy and sensing things psychically and trying to make a difference between you picking up on just someone's negative energy or negative energy from, when you went grocery shopping, you could have brought that home with you. We really want you to cleanse your energy at this time, okay? And so you can start identifying when you're going through these depressions, when you're experiencing anxiety or guilt, self-sabotage. We're trying to help you decide between, differentiate between the voice of the self-sabotage, the inner saboteur, and when we collect other people's energy, okay? We really want you guys to sort of go out into nature, wiggle your toes in the dirt, and ask the universe to transmute negative energy from you, okay? I sense that you guys have really gone through something a little troubling on the heart, okay? A little burdensome for sure, definitely causing some grief, okay? And I think it's making you doubt your direction in life, and I don't want that, okay? And this big message seems to be about cleansing your energy, okay? Because we really need you guys to start to figure out when you're just simply channeling someone else's energy, when you simply picked up someone else's energy from the grocery store, a bad conversation that's still lingering. We need to set up some boundaries and some protection, okay? We really want you to pick up some black tourmaline, and I think that selenite could be really useful. You could start placing your jewelry on selenite. That's a really good way of cleansing energy, okay? I'm getting this idea of not really knowing where to go, and it's this idea of your self-saboteur, that person inside you who protects you. It's really important to recognize that the inner saboteur is not someone who's trying to beat you up. It's just trying to protect you from the unknown. But all change is unknown, right? And if we would never change, we never evolve, and then we die, right? There's this idea of the only constant in nature is change, okay? And I sense that you guys have a strong psychic ability, okay? I haven't brought this up in a while on this channel, but that's what I'm getting for you guys. You guys are the oracle, and you have the moon to describe the situation, okay? That's very beautiful. You have the dragonfly, okay? So you guys are definitely psychic, and I think at the very least you guys are highly empathic, okay? And I think these are things that you guys should definitely start to look up, okay? The dragonfly to me is a real symbol from the spirit world. It usually means your ancestors in spirit form in this physical plane. And usually they take the form of a dragonfly or a butterfly, okay? Dragonfly to me kind of makes me think of the grandfather or grandmother figure, okay? And I also love to see the iridescence in this wings, which is really similar to the iridescence in this oracle card. Guys, I'm in a new setup. I can't tell if you guys can see with the glare. I will figure that out though. But the iridescence talks about color that is unseen, and it talks about all that is unseen in this world that we just can't simply see. For example, colors, like we have a very limited range of colors that we can see, but for example, insects like butterflies can see a lot more color specifics than we can. For example, like on a purple flower, they may not see like the purple color, but they see like very dark black like patches. I don't know why this is coming through. It's the idea of all sorts of energy around you. You can sense it but can't see it. Some of you might be afraid of the dark. Some of you might really have a lot of fear and insecurity that just comes to the surface repeatedly. And again, it is not to scare you, not to make you afraid, simply to make you become self-aware, because when you can recognize when that comes up, you can start to cut it away, okay? I'm getting the idea of being able to release a couple anxieties, okay? A couple fears that seem to be moving through that prevent you from moving forward and going in a direction that feels authentic to you, okay? I feel like you guys talk yourself out of how capable you are, and I think it's because you actually are psychic and you're empathic, okay? I think that animals could be very healing to you at this time, and getting outside, sunlight on your skin, a dose of sunlight, some St. John's wort could really help shift your vibration, okay? I'm getting this idea of needing to start recognizing when you're picking up on an energy that was perhaps lingering in the house. Okay, so you guys could use white sage, you guys could use Palo Santo. You also can just start putting up more things around your house so that it feels more like your place, especially if you guys are somewhere used to living out of a suitcase or something along these lines. It's really important to unpack and, when I'm in a new house, you have to touch every nook and cranny, okay? Because you really want your energetic imprint there and not who was ever there before, okay? I'm getting the idea of putting up some art on the wall, some photographs of you, family, and friends, okay? To really lift this energy so your home is a safe space. I also want your bedroom to be a safe space. One thing that would be very useful for you guys is to surround yourself in white light. You can do a simple mantra. I encircle myself in the white light of universal love and divine protection. I think that would be very useful for you guys. Lots of symbols and synchronicities from your ancestors here. Lots of confirmations about being spiritual, spiritually gifted, and some of you can channel and some of you are psychic, okay? And that will look different to all of you. I'm not saying that you guys are mediums, but I can tell you without a doubt that you guys can sense energy, okay? And we really want to make sure that you're not being brought down again and again by someone else's negative, toxic energy around you and misidentifying that as your own, because it's not you, okay? I really get that you guys are really lighthearted, very playful in nature to your core. You may not feel like this right now, but there's something very light about you, okay? I'm almost getting the symbol of the hummingbird for you guys as well, which really talks about joy, okay? You guys are highly spiritual. You guys have the eagle for communion. The eagle is my personal spiritual totem. Okay, dragonfly as well, which is telling me this. But you also have dream time with creation. Okay, some of you could have prophetic dreams. I think some of you are highly spiritual. Okay, you came here with a spiritual gift, and you're really being guided to get on board. Right? I think we're doing things, showing you things, signs, symbols, synchronicities. You could be seeing 333 repeating a lot at this time in your life. We're showing you lots of things to help you learn about self-awareness, because there's some energy we really need to get off your back, okay? So you guys can literally take Palo Santo and just circle it at the back of your neck. That's a really useful tool. Palo Santo, white sage, those are very good for cleansing your energy. I also want to let you know that whenever you feel a negative energy, it comes over me sometimes like a shiver down the back of my, or just this side of my body. And I want you to know that negative spirits, like dark spirits, are not very common. They're very, very not common, okay? Really uncommon. But energy, stale energy, energy from people who lived in the house or apartment before you, that is real and common, okay? Because everything we do, everything we touch has energy in it, okay? And we just go about imbuing energy. If you're not in a positive vibration, it sort of collects, negative energy sort of collects, okay? The eagle tells me you guys are highly spiritual, you guys have spiritual gifts, and there's something you're meant to do about creation, okay? You guys have very, very vivid imaginations, and some of you have prophetic dreams, and I think some of you are being called to, this is like a crash course in a spiritual awakening is what this feels like. I want to gush and tell you everything, but there is a measure of needing to go out and do this on your own. I want to give you some useful tools to begin this process though. One of them is recording your dreams. I think you're being shown very significant symbols and synchronicities in your dreams, and I want you to record them, okay? I want you to keep a journal by your bed, wake up in the middle of the night. All you have to do is scribble a word and it could jog your memory, okay? There's an important message about keeping a dream journal. It's going to unlock your spiritual ability and help strengthen that when you wake up in the morning, when you're still in those alpha waves, beta waves, theta waves, whatever waves they are. They're very specific when you come out of sleep, when you rise from sleeping, and it can be a very strong state where you can channel messages and you can practice automatic writing. I'm getting the idea of start by recording your dreams and just start talking to yourself. Keep writing until you have a paragraph or a page. Talk about your fear and insecurity. As soon as you can become self-aware, you can just start cutting it away so it doesn't have to crop up. So when these old repressed anxieties and fears and memories come to the surface, you can recognize them as something you've already transmuted and they won't sting anymore. The difference between intuition and anxiety is intuition is a quiet, quick voice. It's very... for some reason, for me, if this was where I can hear, I always hear intuition right here. But anxiety is loud, and it comes with this feeling in my stomach of, anxiety. It comes with a little twist. Intuition never comes like that. Intuition is a very quiet sound. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. I probably sound so crazy. I do. I hear it. It's like a very, very quiet. And I curse myself sometimes because I'm like, I knew that was my intuition. I don't know why you're so quiet. Okay, so these are very important messages for you guys. Wow, really remarkable. Okay, so let's go ahead and I don't really know what else I want to touch on with you guys. Let's just draw from this deck. All right, what do we want to tell pile 3? Yeah, okay. You guys have the High Priestess, okay? I knew that was going to come out. I was waiting for it, okay? You guys are definitely psychic, okay? And I think that animals are very important to you at this time, okay? I think that the world has caused a lot of weight on your shoulders, and there's a lot of things putting blinders on you, which are making you a little bit confused about your place in the world. I think you look at yourself and perhaps wonder how you're going to build a career as a spiritual person. For others of you, you doubt yourself to be able to make money going down a spiritual path because your father was overbearing, okay? I think for some of you, you just have this innocence about you, and the world seems really cruel to you. You could be a starseed. I think what we really want to tell pile 3 is to start putting up really specific and very self-aware boundaries with people, okay? You guys could start eliminating energy vampires from your house. Okay, so some of you live with an energy vampire, okay? And that is just someone who just sucks the energy out of you. When you talk to them, you always feel worse than when you began, okay? Those are really important lessons. This talks about someone who's going through a spiritual awakening or someone who's denying their natural ability, because you guys have a strong psychic ability, okay? Between the High Priestess, the Dragonfly, the Eagle, the Moon, you are the Oracle. Any cards could come out, you guys. This is what I'm channeling, and this is what we're seeing, okay? I get this, difference in you, okay? The difference between being someone who's very sensitive, being someone who has a lot of ambition, okay? Don't get confused by those differences, because we are very complex individuals, okay? And sometimes it's going to be about focusing on these quieter nudges we have, and sometimes it's about building a career, and sometimes it's about learning a relationship lesson. Sometimes it's about our health and our body, okay? I'm getting this idea of not getting lost because of you having perhaps a different impulse or a different set of limitations imposed on you in your childhood. I think that you guys have a very different way of looking at the world compared to your parents, okay? Or just compared to the average person, okay? I'm getting this idea of spirituality for sure, okay? Okay, this Page of Wands, King of Pentacles, do we want to know anything else about them? I think some of you have an overbearing father figure. Okay, and I feel like you don't have to go out into the world and shout, I'm a spiritual person, I'm a psychic, okay? But these are things that I feel like you should start to learn, okay? You could read about them, okay? Developing your psychic ability, okay? But the main message for you guys, it has to do with protecting yourself, okay? And I think that encircling yourself in white light, truly visualizing that is going to be very, very useful for you, okay? Because when you start to feel confident that you are protected, those negative energies that you feel, those negative energy vampires, it's going to take time, a year or more for some of you. It's going to take time to develop this confidence, but you will not be bothered by them forever. There is a real power in being an empath, and it comes from when you are no longer brought down by people you are around, okay? These are really, really, really important nuggets of truth I wish someone gave me as a little micro dose. Okay, some of you might try microdosing shrooms, and that could be very useful to you. I don't condone that. If that's something weird legally with YouTube, don't do anything to me, YouTube. But I am seeing that for you guys. Some of you might do weed to have a spiritual experience, and some of you might try shrooms. I really think someone here could really benefit from going to someone and having a psychotherapy with a shrooms experience, okay? Double boundaries. It quite literally says boundaries on this card. Again, I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, so these seem to be the end of our messages. I think owls and eagles and cats are very significant to you. Those are your spirit animals. I'm getting a confirmation with the airplane above. Okay, I think that you guys are being called to develop boundaries, ways to protect yourself, and develop a spiritual language with your team. Okay. These are all the messages I'm getting for you guys. I really hope you liked this reading. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. It goes far in the land of YouTube. And until next time, stay divine.